Hello everyone, I wanted to show you what I've been working on. This is a new game I made. It is a clone of another game called DROD, which is short for Deadly Rooms of Death, and you can find it in the video description. Basically, this game works on a grid, so it is a tile-based game, it is turn-based. Let me show you what it's all about. You are this guy, the player, and you have a sword. You can kill enemies by hitting them, obviously, and you can move in 8 directions or turn clockwise or anti-clockwise in a single turn. Let me show you a bit of gameplay. Obviously you cannot die yet for the bug purposes, but as you can see it works just fine. The game is composed of many different elements. For example, we have the roach. The roach just tries to get to you in the stupidest way possible, so it won't move around walls, for example. But if I move up, the roach will try to follow me in a straight line. We also have other elements such as the walls, which their function is obvious, and the trapdoors. If you step on one of them, then step back, it will fall and create a pit, and you cannot obviously get in the pit. It works like a wall. Other cool elements are these broken walls, which you can destroy with your sword. And we also have two different types of movement restriction squares, which are the blue ones, that you can move only horizontally, no diagonal moves allowed, and this one is the opposite, you can only move diagonally. They also work on monsters, obviously. So let me try to explain a little bit how the game works. It is not an inheritance-based game in the entity system, I mean. So, for example, I do not have a class called roach, or a class called player, or a class called wall. I just have a class called entity, which contains any number of components, and the logic is in the components themselves. So for example, the player is a combination of the movement component plus the sword component plus the obstacle component, and so on. This means I can add and remove components at runtime, and even create my own entities with ease. Another thing I worked on is a very basic editor, as you can see here, and it allows me to create levels quite easily. For example, we could create a trapdoor puzzle. You get in from here, and you have to make this path, for example. We can add some orthogonal squares to make this harder, and add pits around the trapdoors. Then I just add the player and some enemies, and that's it. The cool thing about the editor is that the entities are directly loaded from a static class, which holds all the functions to create the entities. So if I create a new entity in the game code, it will automatically appear in the editor. I just need to add an attribute to the function. Let's test it, and as you can see, it's very simple. The roaches get stuck in the orthogonal squares because they are so dumb. And that's it. Thank you for watching. I will try to keep you updated.